Guru, welcome back to Not In My Lifetime podcast, episode 45. And today I am joined by Kelkster to discuss that disgraceful performance on Sunday. Kelkster, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Not
Well,
football. Football's terrible, but I'm good
yeah,
personally. The team, a mess. Although
yeah,
things are looking up a little bit.
definitely a little bit. Yeah, we need after the Sunday. But before we get into it, big up to everyone obviously for tuning in. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. On the road to 1K, each subscriber is massively appreciated. Obviously, if you haven't already as well. New intro there. It's not the yet. Still in the works, but I thought I'd give it a little bit of a test today to see whether people like it or not. Again, got to work on the background of it. It's not percent, but it's new things being brought into the channel now, new little designs, little things, and it's a bit more to come soon. Enough about the channel for the moment. Let's get on to Sunday. I mean, I've had a couple of days now to think about that game, and I watched it. It was pretty. Yeah, I've never seen a performance.
That was a disgrace. It was an absolute
Disgraceful.
disgrace in the second half. That was just another capitulation. I don't know how many some of these players are getting into the lineup. The stuff Emmanuel Akanji is getting away with is criminal. Pep literally ran Laporte out of this team because he made that mistake in that Nottingham Forest game in the treble season, and he literally shunned him from the entire club. And Akanji does that every game, and I don't know how he's getting away with it.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't believe how bad. I mean, we'll get into each goal, shall we? Because I mean, the actual team itself, look, obviously, I'll take it coming in. It is what it is. I'm not going to complain about the keeper situation. If it isn't fit, all right, sucks, but we've got to just go with it and roll with it. First goal, I could not believe what we were doing. Look, Stones was also part of it as well.
Yeah.
The pass was terrible. But Akanji,
just huff it away. What are you doing?
You've got Erdegaard and Havertz pressing you, and you decide to just I don't know what he was doing. It was suicide. And of course they score. And 2 minutes into a game, Akanji is involved in a bozo moment. 2 weeks in a row.
Walker. Unfortunately.
I don't like going on players, but you've got to at times like this because you've got to be honest. You've got to be true with it. And Kanji for me is a good player for us in terms of obviously since being. I think for how much we got him for, I think he's been a great player for us.
100%.
But the quality you can see isn't what we need. Like you need Diaz there next to him to hold his hand.
I think every defender on this team needs Diaz next to hold their hand. I think even Stones does. And it's like we can't be like that. We can't just depend on Diaz. And then I would also say to a degree Ake. I know Ake doesn't have the leadership of Diaz, but Ake has the performance. Like they're the only two people on the team who actually want to play defense, and we can't get them on the pitch. So because let's admit it, Stones and Akanji, they're not looking to defend. They're trying to get involved in the play. And so when you combine that with a midfielder playing right back and Yashko, who really wants to push forward, but right now he had to stay back. So that hurt our attack. I mean, I'm not surprised at this. And I don't think we've had the same center back pairings for 2 consecutive games, almost the entire season. Maybe one time. There's just zero consistency at the back. There's zero chemistry. And you can tell because they keep making these bozo mistakes over and over and over again. And a center back partnership that knows what they're going to do, they know where to pass the ball because they know that person's going to get there. But there's just been no time to develop it because literally no one can stay on the pitch.
Yeah. And on the road to 4K himself. If you haven't already been subscribed to him, do a lot of cool shows right now, a lot of panel shows, a lot of other stuff moment. Big up to him. But yeah, honestly, that first goal, it just summed up for me this defense. It's been like this for all season. But I think since Brentford at home, when we let that goal against Vista after about a few seconds of the game. It's been a common Ipswich. It's been so common mistakes that we haven't at all or worked on. Yes, I know we haven't got a DM. Well, we do now, thankfully. But we did Rodri. But also it's up here as well. It's
you can't just
haven't got
a Rodri though.
No, it's not, because if it was, it'd be more. It actually would be a little bit probably a better form right now, because it'd be the odd game here and there that would be bad, not the constant case. Because the amount of times that we capitulate under pressure is crazy. I've never seen it this bad before. Like I've had some bad performances over the years in terms of, like, getting battered hit everywhere, but I just don't think would understand how bad it's actually really got up here mentality. It has dropped. It's disintegrated.
Yeah, because we used to, I mean, just because of style of play, like, last season before, we would go down 1-0. And then the attitude would be like, good luck. We're coming back. Like, everybody would just get together. It would, like, that would be the rallying call. It's like that's what would wake the team up. They'd be like, oh, you scored on us. Now we're offended. Now we're mad. We're going to go kick your butt. And then we go score 3 or 4 goals. And this season, it's just like one goal and everybody just wilts to the ground and pity me and woe is this. And I'm going to give up. I don't want to run anymore. And I cannot believe Pep is allowing that. Like,
yeah,
the lack of leadership on the pitch. I know Diaz is a big one for that. But Rodri is too. But just because they're not on the pitch doesn't mean the rest of the team is off the hook. Like, somebody's wearing a captain's armband. You need to go choose somebody out. Like, I don't know what you're doing. Bernardo's had one moment of captaincy this season where I've been like, okay, that's good. And then the rest, like, yes, where was he on Sunday? Where was leader Bernardo on Sunday? He was kicking Trossard to the ground. I don't know how he didn't get booked. Actually, he might have. I don't remember. I was at a bar. I was a little drunk, so I missed some of the finer details. But he needs to step up. And the problem is Bernardo is under zero pressure right now to up his performance. There's nobody threatening his spot in the lineup. Pep picks him no matter how poor he is. And it's just shocking because an academy kid does the same thing. You never see them again. A new signing does that. Sometimes you never see him again. And I just don't know how certain players are just getting away with this over and over and over again. And I think if you make a mistake like that, you need to be punished by being pulled out of the lineup. And we're not seeing it. So it just keeps happening, and nobody's under any pressure to improve their performance, and it's just really frustrating.
Yeah, I know. A question for did you visit Nico or solve our product problems? Gonzalez. Kelso, I got a question that Patrick asked about Nico.
Well, I don't think he's the panacea to fix the season, but I think he can help. He can help clog up some space a little bit, but. Like, I think he's going to offer more than Kovacic and Bernardo are, but I don't think that's going to be enough to save our season and solve all of our problems. But I think it will help. And as I said yesterday, if he can just be average, I think that would improve some of the performances. It could be the fine margin in giving up an extra goal. So I think it will help, but I don't think it will solve everything. We need I think the game plan was very clear that they're just waiting for Rodri to come back. And I hope that risk pays off, because I think they're just banking on him to come back and play 60 games next season. And if that's the case, we might be risking his career if that's the game plan. But also it will take him time. I think we all have to be very, very patient and show him some grace, because he's coming into this team that's in a mess. Like, the midfield is an absolute disaster right now. The back line is a complete shambles, and he's coming into it being asked to be Rodri, who just won the Ballon d'Or. So it's going to take him time. He's probably going to be like Rodri in his first season, where he's going to mess up. And remember, Rodri had Ferna holding his hand. He's not going to have that. I mean, he'll have Rodri on the bench probably telling him stuff, like, in practice, when they're practicing and stuff like that. So maybe that can kind of help a little bit, but he will not be on the pitch to tell him that in real time. No. So he's going to have to figure this out on his own. Like, he is literally being thrown into the deep end, and I'm going to do my best to give him some grace. I'm expecting a lot of mistakes and a lot of confusion and stuff like that. But like if he can just get that out of his system in the next couple of months, then him next to Rodri next season could cook. And he could help like overcompensate a little bit for Rodri as Rodri makes his way back from his injury.
Yeah, 100%. And Steve, you're right. We are lucky where we are right now, fifth. We're lucky to be fifth right now. Like, we have been utterly awful this season. Like, we shouldn't even be anywhere near top four right now. 1 win and 13 should be where Tottenham United are. Not what we are right now. So I think we are lucky to be where we are. But it's just, what we got to do now is just kick off. Look, accept the league's done. Forget the league now. It's over. Everyone's still thinking about it right now. Sorry. So that game should have been a death now. You can't beat Arsenal in a title race and getting battered 5-1 away from home. You ain't winning the league.
Even just drawing it.
Yeah. So that for me was like not this season. Not this season.
Honestly, it's going to be really interesting to see where we are at the end of this little run in middle of March. I have no idea where we're going to be in that table. I'm looking at those fixtures and I honestly don't even see where we get points in some of those games. Like Liverpool, Newcastle, Newcastle, oh my God. Joe Linton and Tonali and Bruno, they're going to just come in and they're going to run riot. That's going to be your baptism by fire, Nico. You're going to have to face those guys. It's going to be rough. And then that Brighton game is going to be a mess. And then there's Nottingham Forest. And oh God, I'm missing. Oh, and then we have to go to Spurs, which despite the fact that they are utter dog crap, they're going to turn up. That their Champions League finals coming up against us. I'm going to be in fucking Antarctica during that game, so I don't have to watch that crap.
Well, lucky you. Lucky you, Cal. Lucky you. Right, honestly, Patrick, this summer, right, I don't really care anymore because I'm at the point now where I know who will be here long term. Haaland, Gvardiol, Sevilla, Mamouche. So Foden, I mean, look, no one knows what's gone behind the scenes, so I can't really comment, and I'm sure there's a lot more to it than what people obviously that hasn't been said. But he's got to step up, Foden. He has to step up. I know he's got stuff going on at home, but when you're on that pitch, you have to give your all. That's like I'm not asking for hat tricks every game. I'm asking for a performance of a good standard every game. I'm not really getting that right now. I'm getting like one good game here and there, and another game that's terrible. It's not consistent.
Yeah, we need him in these games. These are the games he was stepping up in last season. Well, maybe not the Arsenal game, but like some of these bigger games towards the end, like the away game at Brentford last season. He took that game over. Well, and I know it's only at Everton, but that is a tricky place to play. If you want to ask Liverpool when they lost League at Goodison Park last season, that's a tricky place to play. And Foden had a hat trick, and then Aston Villa at home, he had another hat trick. So like he was stepping up in games. And Villa are everyone's like, oh, it's only Villa. It's like they finished fourth. Like that's a game you want to do well in, type thing. He needs to step up. But I want to actually counter Patrick's question here. Oh, no, he said who should go in the summer. Okay. I thought he said who should we bring in the summer. I think it's very clear we need to get rid of John Stones. I love the guy, but there is nothing left. Injuries have completely destroyed him. He was so disappointing on Sunday. And I don't think we can carry him. We cannot occupy his roster slot with somebody who's not going to play. Like he's just not available, and it's blocking somebody's spot that could be playing.
For me, I mean, if Edison wants to stay, I'll keep him. I'll give him a new deal. Look, that also if he wants to go in the summer, sell him, get someone in as number one. Because Ortega, for me, no. I'm not seeing.
We should. No. If he has that 30 million release clause, we should sell him. I love him. I think he's a great backup keeper, but that was the worst game he's had in the City shirt on Sunday. He was terrible. He cannot kick it from out the back. And teams are not afraid to press him. Like, you could see that they were just licking their chops when they saw he was there. They're like, we're going to press, and then turn into a goal in 2 seconds.
Yeah. I think for me, John Stones and the Kanji have to go. I think both of them aren't good enough anymore. I think both of them were great 2 years ago, but it's been 2 years now since the treble. We've got to start looking ahead. Stones hasn't recovered. I mean, are we even sure he'll probably play both games against Madrid? I mean, I mean, Akanji, it's constant mistake. I know he's playing for injury right now, but he's helping himself at all right now. Unless he's fine with being a squad player, he should be starting games for me anymore. It should be other players coming in instead of him now. I think midfield, Gundogan.
This Nunes thing needs to stop. Yeah. That's just a disaster waiting to happen. Martinelli was cooking him, Martinelli was cooking him, and
just think. Just think that
both of those wingers were cooking on Sunday.
Imagine if Vinny Jr. against Nunes.
Oh God, Nunes and God. Sorry, Candace's made her appearance.
Yeah,
she's a little mad at me because I was gone for a couple of days, and so she's been very attention seeking.
Yeah, fair enough. Look, for me, Kovacic and the one have to go. I mean, Nunes, I'm fine with being a squad player, but I don't know, that's a long term I'm gonna be.
I think Kova could be a good squad player, but I mean, I would prefer to get rid of Nunes because I just don't think he's good enough for this team. I just don't think his profile suits Pep whatsoever. So I have no idea why we purchased him, but that's a whole nother conversation. But if he wanted to if Pep would trust him in the midfield, then I would say get rid of Kava and make Nunes the squad player. But because he's younger and he's faster and he's got some height, he's got some pace, which are all things Kava's lacking, and our midfield is dying for. But he's just not smart enough to play in the midfield because he's not good. He just makes a lot of wrong decisions, and his first touch is bad, so he constantly loses the ball, and we're so vulnerable on that right now. But maybe next season it won't be so bad with some better CDMs.
I'm right. Jacob Wright for me, that was kind of obvious when he wasn't even on the bench against Salford or didn't come on against Salford. That was obvious he was out there. O'Reilly, I'm like, look, I get that not every young player will make it here, but the fact that he hasn't even given a chance properly in a game, definitely. I know Pep is the manager, but we've been struggling in midfield all season. Give him a chance for one game. If he doesn't do well, all right, we've learned. Move forward.
Yeah, I totally agree. I accept that they might not be good enough, but I would like to make that decision after I see them play. But I guess, I guess he's just not good enough. And it's not like he even went to it's not like some Premier League team poached him. It was like a championship team. So
this is the thing.
Maybe he's not as good as we thought we were, or we thought he was.
Rodri as well, right? You got to remember here, he come back from an ACL injury, meniscus injury, both at the same time. I'm not saying he can't do it. I think the guy's ability will still be there, but we can't rush him back. We can't be forcing him back. It could be a steady couple of months of the bench, more minutes here, and then gradually get to starting. I know everyone wants him back in the team. I do as well. We all do. But we can't be doing this because, look, we are not Rodri FC. We are not. The reason why it's been so bad because up here, the players have collapsed. It's that simple. If it was Rodri, it would be as bad as it is right now. It would be great.
We probably would have held on to some of we definitely would have held on in the Feyenoord game, probably the Brentford game, the United game. We would have held on all those games, I think. Probably would have scored more goals too. We're really missing. This is something I know we miss Rodri defensively, but we miss him going forward big time. Nobody Kova and Bernardo are not good at progressing the ball forward. Kova is when he dribbles, but he's not a passer, and we're missing.
Marmoush had so many times on the ball. Marmoush has so many runs. He's passing the ball.
Marmoush is going to cook with Rodri. But, so I don't think we're going to see the best out of Marmoush this season whatsoever. And I know he's going to get a lot of crap, but it's there's nobody getting him the ball. And I just wonder when he's going to give up the running because Haaland did for a while. Haaland just said, fuck it, I'm not going to run anymore because no one's trying to find me and I'm just being hounded by 4 center backs. So he just kind of gave up. And I wonder when Marmoush will do this.
Question for you in the chat. Should we go back to the Centurion system? Fullbacks, wingers, overlapping, pace, obviously control, but a bit more direct in going forward because I feel like that's where we should be going now because we've got wingers and the attacks to do that again. the Saleh, Sterling, Aguero, like Savinho, Bob, Marmoush, them kind of players, our team. Should we go back to that system again? No,
We should do
obviously
whatever we
not the
did in
team,
that
but
Chelsea game. Go back to that Chelsea formation where the fullbacks were overlapping, and then you just push the old guys into a triple pivot, like leave the defenders in the back. Like that, we can't do that without Ederson because Ortega can't distribute the ball properly.
no.
But I don't think we have the players to do the exact like Centurion formation.
I think next season we will. I think this summer players have to go. Obviously, the fact that I'm kind of saying we are buying big signings to leave them. I think we will this summer, but I think a lot of players will go. I think for me, one Jack, he'll be off this summer because he's not playing anymore.
He's gonna leave. Yeah, he's not featured in the last 3 games. I just don't think. I think that style. I think we are going to start going more direct because Foden is much better in it when we go direct. Marmoush, that's what he's like excels in, and that's what Haaland. That's Dortmund Haaland right there. So I think that's going to kind of be the goal. I don't think we really have the players capable of doing the possession ball anymore. Certainly not right now, and that style's kind of fading out. So I think to counteract some of these blocks, we have to pick the pace up because we are so slow that teams just reset their defense. And that's why we can't do anything. So we kind of have to start going be a little bit quicker.
I would, Patrick. I would
too.
You might as well because I think Madrid.
Go away.
Sorry,
cat. Not you.
Marmoush play. Sorry. Marmoush will play.
I think he'll play the striker too. I think Haaland will get the game off.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Haaland won't have a game off until we're eliminated from Champions League, probably. Otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think as well.
That might be our only shot to see Victor Hayes.
All the fans will hate hearing this. They're that good. Probably, I say that because you're terrible. We know we are. Trust me, we know we're terrible. We've watched this team week in, week out this season. We know how bad it is. But Arsenal won that game purely because we gave them every chance on the ball. Every chance they had a goal to score, they put it back to net because we gave it to them. That second goal, by the way, that Foden passed to Partey. What on earth are you doing?
Lazy.
Who plays a ball like that from right back to midfield? Yeah, what? I'd rather him. I'd much rather him. I've got the ball and clear it out for throwing. You can get everyone settled back again. And the way that John Stones backed off Partey,
he's scared. He is scared of getting injured, so he's not defending. That's why it's a mistake to play him. Like, look, I know the guy's only 20 years old and doesn't speak English, but all Husinov wants to do is play defense. Put him in there. And if he makes a mistake, he'll learn from it. Like he made the mistake in the Chelsea game. And then he was much better after that game or after that moment. After Bernardo, the one moment where Bernardo was a good captain, calmed him down. And I thought he was really good the rest of the game. And I'm like, if we don't see him in this whole next month outside of this Leighton Orient game, I'm going to be very upset because he brings what this defense needs. He's not afraid to tackle somebody. He's not afraid to run them down. He has pace. Like Stones is just jogging half the time. So Akanji too. Akanji, I mean, I know, like you said, Akanji is playing injured, but if you're playing injured, like that doesn't excuse you from not doing basic things like running. Like you have to run. And if you're not running, you shouldn't be playing. When we have somebody on the bench who can run and who wants to go bowl over someone, like there's no fear in this team. It's just like nobody, they're just coming at us and nobody's offering any ounce of defense. And it's just so in the midfield or in the back line. And it's the same story every game. And I'm getting so sick of it.
Manchester, look, I appreciate the confidence, but I'm sorry. Liverpool losing 6 games in 15 isn't going to happen. Because also, right, let's say it did happen. Do you really trust this to win every game from now? That's what we've seen.
We're not winning now.
Again, I'm not saying don't feel positive or hopeful, but be realistic about it. If it was 8 points, fine. 8 points is still doable. 15, potentially 18, maybe Everton. It's too much.
Well, if we had made this Nico Gonzalez signing at the first of the month, there is a chance it could have only been 7 or 8 points. We probably would have held on in that Brentford game. That's 2 points. My mind is going blank. I don't remember what other disaster results we had in January. The months are all blurring together.
One big blur now. This record, isn't it? Atletico step up. If the rest of the players are playing at a 7 out of 10 at the moment, the rest are playing at a 2 or 3, and no players are Messi playing. Exactly. Do you know what?
You're not wrong. There's a lot of 2 out of 3s out there. The problem is they play every game. Like I said, nobody is getting punished for their poor form. When there are players on the bench who could probably do a better job. Yeah, like if Bernardo's being a 2 out of 10 and you throw McAtee on and he's a 3 or 4 out of 10, that's an improvement.
It's not perfect, but we'll take it. I still believe he can win. Do you know what, Arthur? You are actually right. I think because look at Madrid's injury crisis right now. No Rudiger, no Alaba. They've only got 2 defenders that are fit that are like technically first team. That Asensio guy, the academy, and Vallejo, who doesn't even play. If we can beat Madrid with that defense, I know what it got going forward. We know, but with our attack, surely, if we have a barn door day where we can't hit a goal to save our life, I will lose it. We cannot this is going to put the time to have Madrid, which sounds crazy. But if they injuries right now, certain players are out for both games. You can take it.
If we had the second game of the Etihad, I might have some confidence. But going to the Bernabeu, we could take up a six goal aggregate, and I would still be like, "Oh, it's going to be scary times."
Yeah, I know.
But, well, remember last year we were all like, "Oh, haha, it's just Rudiger and Nacho as the center backs," and Nacho completely pocketed Haaland. So I'm not buying any of this Fugazi talk about, oh, their defense is crap, blah, blah, blah. I was like, it doesn't matter what crappy defenders they put. They always find a way to lock people up. It's just like we should have beaten them last year, and Haaland got pocketed by Nacho. It was like 33 or 34. So I don't buy into this argument.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh God.
Somebody in the chat says Usnav will shut down Vinny. He might not shut him down, but he'll definitely take him out. Just don't do it at the Bernabeu because that'd be an instant red card. But at the end, he could probably get a few kicks in.
That's the oh, he's good on
You ready to play? You ready to play? No, you know who would do better is Patrick's cat. Have you seen that cat? That thing goes crazy. Candace just sits here like she's just sitting here purring. Whereas Patrick's cat starts fighting him and trying to jump out the window, playing with the blinds and stuff. Like Patrick's cat is crazy.
Yeah.
We just need a game.
Yeah. We'll have to, I mean, we have to now. I think in terms of Champions League, we just have to go for it. I'm getting through comments now. Almost.
See, what's frustrating is that he is the exact player we need right now, and I think that because he made that one mistake in the Chelsea game, like Pep is not going to trust him. Like he'll play him on Saturday just to give him some game time, but if there's even any like hint of adversity, I think Pep will just bench him, and that I don't think that's the right approach. I think you just need to put him in. And he's what our team needs. And I'd rather see him go out there and make a mistake than Stones just dicking around, turning his head and not closing anybody out, running away from people trying to score. Like that's what's killing us. That's his guys. So yeah, I don't know.
That's good. That's good. He's in now. That's good. Well,
oh nice.
I think he'll probably play on Saturday or come off the bench for a bit, and then Wednesday I'll play against Madrid. This, by the way, Sparkus bang on because we've gone about our defense dealing with their attack. Savio versus Lucas Vazquez. They're going to have a hard against us as well.
Is Mendy out for them?
I think he's terrible. He is terrible.
Mendy? No, I've seen him turn up before.
Yeah, but how often?
He's like one of their fullbacks. I know Tushimani doesn't. He's not very good as center back, and I just think he just doesn't like to play it. But see, we see this, and this is a fugazi. Like I can easily see us just capitulating again. Because the problem will be, here's the problem: how are we going to get the ball to the forwards? Because Bernardo passes backwards every time, and Kava when he dribbles, he loses the ball a lot. How are we going to get past their midfield to get the ball to the forward? Because if we can get the ball to the forwards, yes, it'll be a field day, or it could be a field day. But I don't trust us to be able to do anything. Their midfield is going to completely dominate ours. Like Jude and Camavinga and Valverde. Like, oh my God. My friend who's a Real Madrid fan tried to gaslight me into saying that he had no midfield. I was like, put the pipe down. Like, what are you talking about? Those are all world-class like midfielders. And they're going to have a field day with Bernardo, Kovacic, Gundo, and a guy who just showed up 2 games ago.
Look, for me, Kevin De Bruyne must start in that game. He must start.
I agree. I think he will.
Because he should have played against Arsenal. Really, he should have done. I don't know why he didn't start against Arsenal. Because I reckon we probably scored a goal first half, but we didn't. And Pep keeps bringing them off. Come on, stop doing that.
We need to play together.
It's getting. I want to see Mamouche, Haaland, De Bruyne together. I want to see it once, please. See it.
Yeah, I made that same comment when the sub happened.
I'm not a good mate.
I just think with KDB, I just think it's a fitness thing. I just think they really have to manage his minutes. And I think didn't he start the game before? I don't remember. What was the game? Yeah, we had that midweek game. What was that? I don't even remember. Oh my God.
Well, Chelsea off the bench. Brucey started the game.
That's right. Yeah.
Then, yeah.
I am scared to death he's going to start the Real Madrid game like he did that Bruges game. And if he does that, we are going to be down 3-0 in 5 minutes. If he starts Grandpa FC. Okay. I don't play FIFA, but okay.
Cover, Kev, Gundo, and Bernardo.
If he does that again, end the stream, Dave. I'm turning the game off. That is what is scaring me so badly. We had a must-win Champions League game, and he just throws. He doesn't trust a single player who's not one of his boys. I mean, I realized the new signings couldn't play, but that lineup was shambolic. Like, what are you doing? That's diabolical. What are you doing?
People's own midfield. It's just walking sticks everywhere. I was like, come on, man.
50-year-old midfield. Like, what are you? What? Like that Pep is making these decisions this season. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, the reason I don't rate the window higher is I would have loved to have gotten rid of somebody this window so Pep would stop playing them, and all we got was Walker.
Keeping Edison fit is a must. We have to keep him fit. He's the key.
I want to see him get a ball to Marmouche.
So do I, 100%. Long ball, big as well at this point. Get Big Sam as manager. Yeah, might as well. Set pieces. Got to stop doing something with set pieces, haven't we?
Oh no, KDB set pieces have been trash. Marmouche has looked a lot. Well, okay, sorry. KDB's corners are atrocious now. No more of that. Marmouche had really good corners.
Kubo's a moments player. He's not like an all-round player. He ain't world class in the slightest. He's a moments player that steps up at certain points to score the goals, but he's not like Zidane or Bruyne or that. Nowhere near.
I don't know. I still rate him higher than like a 1 out of 10 Jude performance is probably better than an 8 out of 10 performance out of anybody in our midfield right now. Guy has legs. He's got pace. He has power. I mean, I know he gets a little showboaty, but I mean, that's why I went to Real Madrid, because he's Mr. Showboat. And I'm expecting him to even though he could be crap the whole time, the whole season. And I expect him to show up against us.
Yeah. I'll pick up Arthur. You know what? If you want me to actually do that at some point, leave a like and I'll try and sort of get a sort of. I'm sure we both will be in typical City at some point, but I'll see whether we'll see if we can make it work. I'm sure both can be down to come on. I bet a big show. Only really, yeah, Valverde, man. Valverde is a player. I love that guy.
I would give
He's such a good
anything to
player.
get him on City.
He basically is right a Bernardo Silva replacement. He is.
He's like the better version of Bernardo too.
Exactly what we need. KB still go. For me, one more contract and that's it. One more year for me.
I'd give him another year. But in limited, like you're only starting a couple. You're starting maybe once a week, and you're coming off the bench, like that kind. And you have to take a cut.
Yeah, but the thing is, right. I think if we let him go now, right, I think it's not a good call because it's like he's still got the quality in certain games to provide us. I'm not saying he can do it all the time anymore. And look, the guy's giving both his hamstrings and legs for this club. Like he's injured himself so much fighting for this club to get trophies. Right, that treble season, both his hamstrings, and he still kicked on. He could have played that whole final probably on hamstrings that were torn for that club, for our club. So kind of thought it was commitment, but I just don't. I think what we've got to do is accept that he can't play every game anymore. It's sad, but it's the sad reality we're at now. He just hasn't got the legs anymore to actually do it. But if he's a bit part player, I'm fine with that. Exactly. And,
they took their toll.
Yeah.
But the problem we have is that literally no one else on this team can create even half of what he does. Like we all thought Foden was going to be that creator, and he's not. But nobody else is creating anything. So like Haaland is feeding on scraps this season. The fact that he scored on Sunday blows my mind because he got F all when it comes to service.
He is starving. He literally a starving man pretty much right now. Just literally bloody waiting for chances and barely getting them. But honestly, the guy himself does that better than this. He really does. So I really do feel sorry for him. On KDB is going to be exactly. This is where for me, right? This summer, are we going to get Musiala reverts? Because if we are, then Kevin going to play very much, or Kev being like a Xavi Iniesta type player. So he's not necessarily involved in the attack, but he's like a midfielder that sort of saves with like Rodri. So it depends on who we get in the summer, but I wouldn't be against obviously him playing a bit further back rather than forward.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
this guy in the chat just took the words out of my mouth. Keep an eye on Echeverry. He is.
Oh yeah.
Right so I'm hoping that De Bruyne can somehow. I hope there's some way they can communicate, and De Bruyne can kind of start passing the lessons on and passing the knowledge on. Because this guy does look like he could be good. He's cooking right now for Argentina.
He's the best, but I think he is. But if you think it's David Silva, respect to you, I get it. If it's Aguero, respect to you. If it's Bell, if you think it's 70s, I get it. I think that this is a debate in itself. That's hard to really call because every good play we've had over since the club began has been good for that era of football.
Yeah, so, none of us saw Colin Bell play, so I think I can't discount that.
If I had a time machine, I go back in time to the 70s and watch Colin Bell live, get my opinion of it, and say, right, I see every single City player, every match live. Here's my opinion. But unfortunately, I can't do that right now because it doesn't exist. Unfortunately, it's a shame. If it did, let's do it. Get a review up for you guys. Yeah, I agree, Roger. For me, I think he has a right to decide where to go. He's that good for us, but he has to accept that he can't just get everything he wants. I think he gets that, actually. I think Kev gets that. Kev's actually not all right playing every game. You watch him, he's not worried about it, so is he? He's like, I'll only play him. It's fine. Just don't overplay him too much.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the game time.
Not for me, mate. So Echeverry for me, I can't see him play. I think he will play. I think you can't not play him at this point. He's too good not to be on our bench.
I just don't see where he's going to play though. I maybe once this like disgusting stretch is over, hopefully he gets, because there are some like games in there where you're like, okay, maybe you know. I think the Brighton game, which is in like early March, I think that's like the end of the disgusting stretch. So, and then I'm not saying the remaining games are easy, but they're not Liverpool and Spurs and all that, and Newcastle. They're maybe he'll get some game time in those games.
Yeah. No, in the last 10 years, Messi is liking as much as KDB does. We can't have a single player do what KDB. Yeah,
Oh,
you will never ever replace Kevin De Bruyne. You will not. Foden's not him. Never is Verts. Never is Musiala. They're not Kev. They're not going to be, because they're their own players, right, their own styles. Like, it's like Aguero. We have Haaland, but Haaland's not Aguero. They're both different players entirely. Alvarez is not Aguero. Different players entirely. Although Alvarez is Argentine, it doesn't mean he's Aguero level. It's not the same thing to me. What right back? Ooh, I think for me, two. Cambiasso or Frimpong, but I think the Frimpong boat is south now. I think if Frimpong was the answer, club will probably try to get him by now anyway. I think it's Cambiasso long term.
I think so too. Martin seems pretty confident about the summer too. So
yeah, absolutely, Arthur. Absolutely, both of them are primes, man. Legendary players.
Oh God, dude, prime Yaya. Oh, we'll never. I love Rodri, but Rodri never had a season like 13-14 Yaya.
Imagine
that one season Yaya had 20 goals. I'm like, cool.
Imagine Ballon d'Or Rodri, 19-20 Kev, and 30-40 Yaya midfield. Imagine that midfield.
Bloosh.
Yeah, no one's getting through. Just run for everyone. Assist score. Hold up front with Son on the left wing, and you got Savino on the right, or Sterling on the right, Prime Sterling on the right. That'd be an unbelievable team. That'd be an unbelievable.
We're not getting Pedro Porro because Daniel Levy hates us, and he would never sell to us again. Yeah. Someone put Porro in the chat. Good shout, but we don't do business with Spurs.
I don't like you. Yeah, to be honest, Spark is right. I don't want you right. I wanted Jude when linked with us back at, but the more I watch him, I'm thinking, yeah, he's not a kind of player. He wouldn't suit us. He wouldn't suit us still, Jude.
The ego.
Because, yeah, and I agree. He's a top player, but he's just not the player for us. Big up, Tone. Soon, on the channel soon. He will be here soon. Not sure when, but we'll work it out and get you on a show soon, Tone. I know you've been on making you aware of City Look recently, but we'll get you on soon, pal. Let's get through this comment.
The problem with Jude, I get what Spartacus is saying about Jude, but Jude is just so much better than what we have in the midfield right now. That's why I'm expecting him to have a good time against City in this tie, because he's just, even if he's egoing out and being lazy or whatever, he's still just so much as a player just better than what we have available in the midfield right now, that I think he's just going to completely dominate what we have. He'll have a field day. Kova's not stopping him. Bernardo's not stopping him. I mean, I don't know. I've never even watched the comp on Nico, but I'm just going to guess he's going to, it'll be like his second game with the team. So I'm not expecting him to light up the world. And I could see him struggling. That's a tough second game, but that's the predicament we're in right now, because we didn't sign him at the beginning of the window.
Yeah, it is true. I think for me, right, a lot of fans are still protective of David Silva. I get it. I do get that how good Silva was for us. He's a fantastic player. But I think when you look at what Kev's done for his team and how many times he's pulled us out of the mud in games to win us on his own, I think he for me edges it. Different opinions, but for me personally, it's KDB. Just for what he's done.
The fact that we saw Silva and KDB play together was special. I know it wasn't for very long, but it was still very special.
Ian Sean, yeah.
Just they're just two irreplaceable players. We'll just never see that again. And so let's just be lucky we saw it, and they all won a lot of stuff. I think my only disappointment is that Silva never won Champions League.
But
I'm so happy he did.
Aguero, yeah, I know. It's a shame.
What's he talking about, man? United bought like 5 players over the summer.
A Dorgu.
We're none of them big play. What? All I heard about is, what summer you signed Haaland? Oh, he's better than Haaland. That's not a big signing. And Antony, oh, he's the greatest. He's already got on loan. You guys make a ton of signings. I'm not listening.
Rich isn't like that. Rich is a quite realistic United fan. It's quite rare that type to have a real fan, but he's very realistic about things, and yeah, I know he's not happy right now.
Yeah, we've chatted a little on Twitter. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah.
I hope I can jump on his show sometime. He invited me once, but I had to work. But maybe another time.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah, big up, Rich. For a United channel, honestly, if you want to watch the guy, if you're obviously United family, if you want to watch them, up to you. But Rich is a great guy. Described him already. Great guy.
Tone's ditching us for another show. Boo! I'm kidding, Tone. We love you.
Oh yeah. It's the we had a South Stand show. Yeah, actually, big up to Tone. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's a fun panel. That looks like it's going.
Yeah, it's great. I learned myself last week. It's good to go on there and chat with Martin and Tone all that after that anyway. But yeah,
nice.
Big up to Stephen Depso on that. It's a good show. That's a hard question to really ask, Venable, because the thing is, yes, you're probably right, but I also think when you look at what we've had to deal with, and the way that this club's gone out of Champions League campaigns, in the most heartbreaking way possible,
I
can't say we haven't achieved. People say we have. I don't think we have at all.
In terms of results, yes.
Yes.
I am still scarred. I still think that Spurs loss is like the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Or Madrid. Rodrigo's 2 goals in a minute. That
guy just hates us. That guy just hates us. He scores against us every time we play them. That's why I'm saying I am scared like this tie. They're going to run riot. Like Rodrigo is going to murder us. Like he always does.
Rajat, definitely. I'm going to show a bunch of people soon, so trust me.
International isn't there one of those coming up? Maybe? I don't know.
Mark, okay, you know what?
March we understand my Tone's ditching us. Wink, wink.
Yeah, we get it, Tone. Don't worry. Yeah, but in March, though, I'll do a big show for people, and we'll do a discussion about the summer. I know that sounds a bit mad because we've got the rest of the season, but it'd be good to have a discussion about what we think is going to happen, who's going to go, who's going to come in. Yeah, a bit of a chance to have a chat, really. Ooh.
Rodri, 100%. Right now, it's Rodri.
It was Kev, but now it's probably Rodri. Now
in the past, it was Kev, but it is 100. Like the past 3 seasons, it's Rodri. Look at how we've imploded without him, especially last season. He missed like 4 games, and we lost all 4 of them.
Yeah, 100%. And honestly, I think you really do sort of see like how big of a difference he has. Like, I think this season he was fit. We've been in the title race, possibly, but I also think that because of how the whole squad's kind of capitulated, I think he probably would help Mark.
I think he would have had individual moments of brilliance, though, that could have been the difference in certain results. Or maybe we could have gotten. I think he could have made a loss a draw, or maybe a draw a win. Yeah. Not enough to like make us a title contender, but I think it would have patched over a few of the cracks because he's just an individually brilliant player, and he's not scared of the big moments. And I don't know how we've ridden this guy as long as we have, because he's our 6, but he's also our 8. Like he literally plays 2 positions at once. He's like a box-to-box 6. Like I don't know how this guy didn't implode sooner. Like I don't know how his whole body didn't just break down. Like the amount that he has been asked to do. I don't think was Busquets. I didn't watch a lot of Barcelona because I don't care about La Liga. I don't know. Did Busquets ever have this much responsibility? I don't think he did. Like the amount of work that Pep has asked Rodri to do is borderline unfair.
Spartacus, I'll ask you actually, as a Brazilian, do you think Rodrigo is a possibility for City in the future? Because the way it's going right now with Madrid and the way they're playing with the systems under Carlo right now, do you think Rodrigo's a possibility for City? Just, I'll get your thoughts on. So before was it for me? I think it was KDB before that. I think before Rodri it was KDB. I think Rodri now becomes such a good player for us that he's kind of vital to how we play. So I think it's changed from being Kev being the main player to now being Rodri. It's kind of out for us now.
He's like the Rock, like 6-2 starting every game possible. So
6-2 went at home with Madrid. I'll take that, mate. Well, yeah.
Oh wow. Well, if we did that, we might have a chance at the Bernabeu. But if it's that if that tie is within grasp at Bernabeu, you know a terrible decision is coming. You know some shoddy pen is being awarded or
VAR is like
100% guaranteed.
Yeah, 100%. Like
it's so predictable.
But you know what? Let's actually back to the game. So we've been a bit of a tangent just now, anyway. The Arsenal game.
I'm good at that.
Yeah. Look, all the goals were terrible. I mean, Arsenal good for me. People have found being salty here. I watched the whole game. I think Arsenal played better than that. They were pretty average, really. But
I agree.
They're better than us.
They're just unbelievably clinical. I didn't. I thought they were much better. I thought they were actually really good. Like around this, towards the end of the second half. That's when they were really cooking us. But our team had given up, and those were some great goals they scored. But like, I kind of expect players to run into space when it's available to them because nobody wanted to block the space. So I expect you to run into that space and have a good shot at goal. So. Yeah, we were terrible, but they did step it up. Those two youngsters did give him a boost when and Wari, I think is his name. He did look pretty good. Yeah. He looked so good. My Arsenal friend was like, "Well, we don't have Saka, but we got Wari." I was like, "Bro, relax."
He's a good player. He's a good player. He's a good player, Mari. He's a good player. Rodrigo for me, right? Rodrigo, as I said before, he is a player that could definitely play for us in the future.
I think the problem is he's like obsessed with him and his dad are like absolutely like obsessed with Real Madrid. Like they're like I can't see them. I think Madrid would have to kick him out the door for a new signing for him to actually like want to leave.
But the thing is,
like they would literally have to give him like the worst treatment ever, like slander him in the media and just literally they would have to shove him out the door because I think he would just want to be there no matter what, even if he's unhappy, even if he's on the bench, not playing where he wants to play, like just because he loves the club so much.
I get it, especially being a Brazilian as well. But I think Rodrigo, right? If you actually watch him, he's been good for them, but I don't think he's been like his peak or like his levels. I haven't really reached. He could be a better player. Madrid he could be better than what he is.
Never be the guy though. It'll always be the Champions League that Vinny won them, or that when it happens, it'll be the one that Mbappe won or whatever. Like you'll never, when you think of Real Madrid legends, you'll never think of Rodrigo. I don't think. If he went to another club and did it, like if he came to City and led us to like 3 Champions Leagues, he'd be a legend here. But being a legend here doesn't mean as much as being a legend in Real Madrid, and I accept that.
Right, Rich. I'm actually right. I thought Amram dealt with Rashford actually really well because Rashford is so mentally and it actually stinks as well. I think Amram actually did a thing by letting him go because it was his head's gone. Yeah, he ain't that you need him to be. I know you got a team of crap anyway. When you actually look at what he was and what he was doing, I can't blame him for letting him go. So I think they went actually really well in respect.
Yeah,
that's true. It was there from Madrid, but as much as he's upset, he's also very. I think he would actually leave. I think if next season he's not seeing himself getting to that team, he will leave. He will leave.
I know he's already unhappy playing right wing. I know he wants to be a left wing, and all over the summer, I was like, hey, City got, come to City because you'll have no problem taking the left wing spot from Jack Grealish. But now Savio is starting to cook over there. And it seems like Marmoush had a decent game there. I mean, we'll see how he progresses. But now I'm like, oh, wait, Savio's really good.
The problem is, though, if we get Rodrigo in, that means that Bob will have to go because Bob ain't going to play. That's
Bob
the issue we've got here.
Why can't Bob play in the midfield?
Okay, right. So I'll give everyone.
Isn't he a midfielder in the academy?
He was. This is the thing, though, Kel. I'm not trying to say where it's supposed to go, but when you get someone like that in, a lot of he'll start a lot of games. So someone will be unhappy.
I think Delco would go before Bob. Yeah. I didn't even see that comment. Like, I think I think his spot's in trouble with Marmoush showing up. And like, I've heard, like, I really, like, one of the reasons I've heard they let Palmer go is because of how highly they rate Oscar Bob. And maybe like a combination of Bob and Marmoush can somehow equal or somewhat somehow make up some of Kevin De Bruyne's productivity. So I think it's going to take two players, but I can see Marmoush definitely being like the KDB successor in that like second striker role. But yeah, Doku. I think Doku is in trouble because he can't stay healthy. And also with us committing 10 years to Erling Haaland, I think it's very clear Haaland has been very frustrated playing with Doku because Doku just is so unpredictable and Haaland doesn't know what runs to make. I don't think Doku knows what he's going to do until he does it. And that's made Haaland very frustrated over the course of these games. And the fact that we just committed to Haaland, I think, has put Doku on notice that you might not be here if you're pissing off our 10-year signing.
This actually, the thing is, Doku, right? He could be good enough, but he's always injured. If he was fit,
the problem, yeah.
Because against Salford, fair enough. Ipswich he was actually pretty well, and they're like injured. It's like you can't stay fit.
It's like John Stones on defense. You can't count on a player like that. And Savio is taking advantage. To his credit, Savio is the one being like, "Oh, you're not going to play? I will, and I'm going to." Savio was the only player I thought on Sunday who could leave that game with his head held high. Everyone else was garbage.
He's in year 2, by the way. But this guy's in year 2, and he only passed by 490s.
And he's had this many injuries. Like, he's not going to have hamstrings if he keeps injuring them at this age. Like, he's gonna decline. The speed that he has, that will diminish. And if it diminishes 1%, that's the difference between you being a really good player and an elite player. So I have been questioning his future this season for sure.
I've seen W. To be honest with you, he's a good player. He's a good player, but I think the thing is, are we really going to get youngsters in? Constant youngsters. I'm not against it, but like Echeverry, I understand. I get what we've got Echeverry in because he's a lot of potential to have an unbelievable career.
Also, these defenders. These defenders we signed, like I watch. I follow a couple scouting like accounts on Twitter, and they are like creaming their pants. They're like, how the hell did City get Juma Ba, Victor Hayes, and Kusanov in one window? I think we are going to start seeing more younger players because that's Hugo Viana. That's like his style. That's what he does. Yeah, Viana is going to force. He's going to just keep signing these young players. I think maybe every now and then he'll sign like somebody, a little older age profile, but like that's his bread and butter. That's what he's going to do. And like somebody's going to have to sit Pep down and be like, these are the players. Like this is who we're building this team around. You need to start playing them.
Yeah. The thing is, I think Viana will buy experienced players as well. He won't just buy youngsters all the time. He obviously will buy players that will offer experience as well. But I think in the long run, it will be younger players. I get that. I'm all for that. But yeah, that's what I'm sort of thinking. Do you know what? Guehi actually is a good player as well. I wouldn't mind him at City as a third or fourth choice. It wouldn't be a starter for me. But
that's that English quota. We're gonna need. We are gonna have to start signing some homegrown quota people. I'm running them all out of town. I'm running Stones out. I'm running Jack out, and I'm like, at some point, we're gonna have to actually
getting out of it. Yeah. You got Pong, hello guys. Oh, bless you, man. I was ill and after 5-1. Bloody hell, man. Jesus.
Yeah, we brought five. We signed 5 players this January, and none of them are homegrown. So we need to start getting rid of some non-homegrown people to like refill the slots and stuff. But we are gonna have to get some homegrown players soon. Gahey's a really good shout. I think they're gonna also go for Adam Morton. That could be another one.
Yeah, I agree on that one.
It's going to be different. A good point here. Having Marmouche 24 is a nice age, and then Nico's 22, so it's a little older on the profile.
Yeah, it's a young it's age down now, which is good. Like the actual median age, it's drop down again, so that's good.
Also, one thing I always hear about, they're like, well, we can't get rid of all these experienced players at once. Like I know they're referring to like Gundo, KDB, Bernardo, Stones, Ake, whatever. I'm like, okay, next season is going to be Haaland's 4th season with the club. Foden's been here like 7-8 seasons. At what point do we start considering them to be experienced players?
I know. It's a good point, because at some point we've got to start on to the next team. I'm not saying
3rd season, like next season. Eddie's been here forever. There's just a lot of these players that like they have been here like a couple of years, and I'm like, at what point can we start letting go of the 30-year-olds and still have like people? It's like, yeah, you are experienced. You've been here for a long time. That is also wild. Just saying that out loud, like me not believing what I just said about Haaland being in his 4th season next season. I'm like, really? Like, wow, time flies. Also, Rodri has to be considered one of the experienced players. He's been here 5 or 6 years now.
I know, yeah.
So Diaz has been here 5 years too, or 4 or 5 years. So they're experienced too. It's not just the core from the first Pep rebuild.
By the way, McAtee's off from summer. He's off. He's gone. Like, I'm sorry, right? McAtee will not make it here. He will not make it here.
Him in this window. We're just like holding him hostage for no reason. That's what it feels like.
Hell,
because he doesn't play.
I want him to work, mate, but the problem is he's not going to get played. So we got to just suck it up, let him go.
Because Bernardo's in there doing nothing, taking his game time.
Yeah, because I'm still watching him on the bench doing nothing.
That's one reason I was disappointed this window is we didn't get rid of one of these players that is taking the spot of somebody who could actually be productive if they were allowed to play. They're just like all these people are just rotting on the bench, and it's. While the same guys make the same mistakes over and over again, and I'm losing my mind over it. Like I woke up this morning and I'm just like, I'm getting heated over it. And the Arsenal game.
Yeah. But you know what? We all a little bit, right? Let's have a talk about this whole humble stupidity. Because don't be wrong, right? I did laugh when I heard that they had them humble. I thought, you know what? That's actually fair play. I don't know. I actually thought I did laugh. I thought fair play. I personally like us being a shit house. That fair play. That was a good song to choose. But it's mad, right? How rattles they were. They won 5-1 and they were rattled. Like Haaland's this, Haaland that. Like guys, you haven't won. You haven't won a league title yet or trophy, and you're mouthing off like you've won everything. You're 6 points behind Liverpool. Almost 9 need to be Everton. By the way.
Well, I think that whole game is just shows that nobody in that entire organization or fan base understands the term "stay humble." I thought the stadium thing was honestly the most embarrassing of them all. That is not something a professional sporting league should be doing. You guys probably won't relate to this, but in America we've got professional baseball, and then we have like the lower levels, which is called the minor leagues, and like. That's the kind of bush league stuff they do in minor league games, like just dorky stuff to, show up the opposition and this and that. And I was like, you accept it because it's the minor leagues, the game's like $5 or whatever. Like you're just there to have a good time and watch like, non-professionals, like, well, lower level players. Like, so for a professional Premier League team to do that, I thought was just embarrassing. I don't care about what the players do. Whatever, that's fine. Like I said earlier, credit to MLS for shouting out his teammate on the bottom of his shoe. If you know, you know. Yeah, I don't have any problems with that. I still think Haaland doesn't know who that guy is. I don't think he cares. All I heard about last season was, oh, well, Haaland never scores against Gabriel and Saliba, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, one, he just scored on you. And he scored on you in the first game. So that argument's dead. I think he has like, what, four goals in 3 seasons and a couple of assists. So, oh, he doesn't show up big games. Well, he's dominating your team. So, yeah, let them have their moment in the sun. Remember last season they did this when they beat Liverpool in that cup game. And Odegaard went and got the camera and started like being the photographer. And then their season tanked from there. They didn't do anything. They won nothing. So celebrate now. If you actually were humble, you'd save that for when you have a winner's medal around your neck. Everyone's giving Rodri all this crap about calling out their mentality, and everyone forgets Rodri waited until he had lifted the trophy and had a medal around his neck to say that about them. He didn't jump the gun. Yeah. He waited and he talked the talk after he walked the walk. And they just don't get it. Nobody in their entire organization gets it, and that's why they keep losing, and they will continue to lose. Like, I don't see them winning a trophy this season. I could be wrong, but I don't. And if they would actually just focus on winning the trophy instead of one-upping another team, they'd probably have a trophy by now.
Yeah, I agree on that. And it's the thing, right? It's never going to change them either. Like, they will do this because that fan base has not learned whatsoever from the last 2 years of title races. They're arrogant. They're arrogant fan base that, for me, should not win anything until eventually it sounds violent, being into them. I never see a fan base so up their own arse, arrogant in all my life.
The best way to sum them up. Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish. Go ahead. Sorry.
United fans aren't this bad. And they're bad as well, but they're not as bad as this. They're not as bad as this. Chelsea fans are not as bad as this, but they're the one fan base that are just unbearable. Mad.
Yeah.
So go on.
And the irony is the people talking on the smack have likely never seen them win a title.
Exactly, yeah.
But the best way to sum them up is they are over celebrating winning the battle when they haven't won the war yet.
Yeah. It'll be a City trophy that everyone loves to lift every year and then not do. It's like Tottenham.
They're acting like Spurs fans. They're acting like Spurs fans, literally. Remember last season when we ripped on the Spurs players for walking around the stadium after that one, like that big win they had, or I don't even know who they beat. I don't remember. We were ripping on them. I'm like, that is what you are doing. That is what you sound like. So yeah, if they've been, they're calling themselves contenders for the past 2 seasons, which they definitely have been. Like, if you want us to respect you, win a trophy. Like, if you want to humble Erling Haaland, make him walk past a Premier League trophy with red and white ribbons on it the next time he comes to the Emirates. That's how you humble him.
Yeah. Not
by doing his little celebration and this and that and making t-shirts. Like, humble him by winning the trophy and then showing it to him. Being like, I beat you for this, even though we're not in the race. But
although next season, if we beat them next year at the Emirates, right, Haaland, and it's Rodri as well, and we should,
I want Marcos too.
To the camera, just to catch, I think Haaland will do that, I reckon, because next season's game.
No, he'll do this too. He'll definitely do that.
Oh, he will. He will.
He'll do that. And then when he's getting up, he'll just stare into the camera and be like,
"Yeah,
you know he will."
What was that? Honestly, right, for us, right, like we've actually won the trophies, right? So we actually, like, for me, I don't care about that. They're trying to run us. I care more about the fact we lost 5-1. That's what I'm annoyed with. Not them, saying, "Oh, we rattled you." You beat us 5-1 because we literally threw it away. Every goal was handled on the plate.
Everybody is doing that. It's like, congratulations. You did the same thing Leicester did to us. The only difference was you were clinical and Leicester were not. But they did the exact same thing to us.
Yeah, exactly, Steve. Brighton, and then after losing 7-0 to Forest. Bournemouth. Well, Bournemouth actually aren't a bad team, but they're actually doing pretty well, Bournemouth. Bears. Villa, doing right, but not the best, really, at times. A bit hit and miss, Villa. Who else?
Compare this behavior to, or this reaction to a win or something. Look at Liverpool. They're just, they're in first place. You don't hear any mouthing off in the interviews. You don't see any over the top celebrations when they win a game, because they know that they're saving that for when they lift that Premier League trophy. Like for them, the job is not done. The job is we still have to keep going. We have to keep pressing. We're not going to get too gassed up over this one victory. We're gonna keep going because we want to win. And Arsenal are just stuck in this sort of thing. And yeah, it's just whatever. We'll just let them have their run in the sun, have the party.
I know if you,
I'll come down for the parade.
I know a few NFC fans as well. Obviously, I know Doug, obviously, YouTube, a few fans on Twitter, or actually got a lot of following, but really good guys. They eventually said, the thing is, you've been terrible this season, they said, but at the end of the day, they know what it takes to win, and it being a title race, and they know that it ain't done until they've got the trophy secured, the points are in the bag. And I think to be like, it's like you're out of it this year. So, and the thing is, they said, well, for me, they'll win because Liverpool are locked in. They will lock in and get it done.
Their manager's not letting them celebrate yet, whereas Arteta's encouraging it.
Yeah, so that's why
no, you celebrate when we win the trophy, then you can have the party of the century. Yeah, but until then, so, look, won nothing.
But if they win it, for Fez, not going to knock it. I think it's a win deserved. I think they actually are, a team that deserves it. But obviously, I think what we got, I think what the Arsenal's got to learn from. I think because Arsenal, right, will end up losing the league for the third season in a row. Arteta's still a job.
Also, this is their chance, man. We're down and out this season, but do you think we're going to be this bad next season? I mean, obviously nobody can predict the future, but based on this January, I think that shows we mean business, and that this one season we're looking at it as just a blip, and that we fully anticipate on being there next season. And I guarantee you, if you ask anybody right now, you ask a Liverpool fan right now who's winning the league next year, every single one of them is saying Man City. Nobody gives them any kind of credit or respect because they haven't earned it.
You want to know why that helps? Because bear in mind, Salah hasn't signed a deal yet. Neither is Van Dijk. Neither is Trent. Trent's off to Madrid.
Trent's going to Madrid.
And they've got to replace those players if they do go. And will they? They won't, because their ownership sucks. Their ownership's terrible. Slot will get shafted. He will.
Oh yeah. Well, the Kroenkes are the same way. They're just happy to collect top four money. Because if Arsenal are being cheap over getting the striker they desperately need, spending that extra 10 or 20 million to get that one player, sometimes that's enough to get you over the line. And if you don't, are you really happy with $10 million sitting in the bank instead of a trophy in the cabinet? These are very fun. Winning a Premier League title, you need every advantage you can get, and to actively not do anything about that, I just think shows a lack of ambition for their ownership. And yeah, Liverpool, their fans, who saw him in particular, is calling it the last dance season, and it's clever. It's a clever way to refer to it. Yeah, this definitely feels like the last dance for them, for this core.
Yeah, I agree. But for me personally, look, we'll wrap the last review and go a bit more obviously into the coming couple of weeks in Champions League and the FA Cup. But to wrap up the Arsenal game, for me, what annoyed me the most was the way we just completely capitulated. And that's been the story of our season. the mental capitulations, the team making so many mistakes are just so uncharacteristic of us to do so. It's obvious that for me, most of these players just can't do it anymore, and heads are just elsewhere, or they're just completely out of football now. And I'm not. That sounds very dramatic. A team who's locked into a season does not do that kind of game. Like if we get out of a draw, I take it. A draw at Emirates. I thought, you know what, it's not ideal. I'd win there, but it's a one draw. I'll take it. I was taking it and moved on. But the way that seeing a goal immediately after we got a goal was just like I can't celebrate Haaland's goal. I thought like our players can't just settle the game down to a slow pace to rattle the Arsenal fans and Reds. But we let one loose ball cannon off the Partey and then bang.
Yeah, it's been happening all season too in so many games.
Good emotions. Some of them done.
A lot of them are. Bernardo in particular, ever since he started getting paid, I think he just doesn't try as hard. And that's been the problem with the squad this season. The small squad biting us in the butt again is there's nobody taking his minutes. There's no competition, so he's allowed to not try. Whereas in the past, if he did that in another game in the past, you wouldn't see him for a month. Pep would have benched him.
There's no accountability anymore because there's no one in the team to come in and take place off you. That's what that's what next season going forward. There has to be accountability. So Foden is terrible, right? On the bench next game. Don't play on. McAtee played. At the times.
Yeah, McAtee. Yeah.
I'm not saying he's better than Foden, but I was saying, but he should drop pretty well.
If he's giving the effort, it will help the team more than somebody not giving the effort, even if it's not the perform. Like my guess is, McAtee's he'll probably drop like a 6 out of 10 or something, but that's better than carrying a 2 out of 10 from Foden.
Yeah.
Because he might actually put in the effort to make a tackle that stops a goal or something. He might not, but I would trust him more to put the effort in because he's fighting for his spot. He wants minutes, and it's just unfair that he's not getting them.
Yeah. Right. FA Cup today. This next game. Or in a way. I don't know. I think it's this one, right? I'm not saying it will be easy because it's easy, especially with us. I think it'll be definitely a lot of players playing like kids. Probably, I can't see it being a real team-oriented team. It'll probably be a bit more of a younger, youthful team playing at Orient. I think with Digital Hayes, Ustanov, Marmouche, it's going to be a lot more. And Bob could play as well.
I would love to see Oscar Bob get some minutes. I think McAtee will start. Yeah. I think Gundogan will start also because I think these are the kind of games you play Gundo in. And you don't want to play him against Arsenal. I'd play him in this game just to kind of be the voice of reason, be the leader, even though he's not a super vocal leader, but to be that veteran presence to kind of coax the new guys through their nerves. I could also see Rico playing this game. And I definitely see, we could see, I think Nico Gonzalez definitely is going to play. I could see a double pivot of Gundo and Gonzalez. And then I think Marmouche will be the striker. I think Victor Hayes is definitely going to play because this might be the only chance we see him. And Husanov. I don't know if Bob will start. I could see him making his bench appearance. But yeah, I think if you have some physical presence in the midfield, we might actually be able to put Rico in the midfield because for all of my issues with Rico this season have just been a physicality issue, which is not necessarily his fault, but I still think he is a very intelligent player and I think he can be a good midfielder on this team, but the problem is the lack of physicality. He just gets targeted so easily, but if you have a bigger body surrounding him, in the treble season, he did so well. This is because Rodri was there to be the physical person and do all the work for him. And then that allowed Rico to do more of the more intricate stuff going forward. And it worked. But we just haven't had that this season because Kava's not covering anything. Bernardo's not covering anything. So Rico, everyone just gets bowled over. But maybe with Gonzalez here, there could be we could see a resurgence of Rico in the midfield where I think we might be able to hide him a little more and actually get the best out of him because he's not good as a fullback, unfortunately.
No,
but he still has that's why Pep is so adamant to keep him, is because he is a very intelligent player and he knows what to do, but we just haven't had the luxury of carrying him because we just don't have the other players around him. So maybe Nico will help with that. So that could be an option. But knowing our luck, he'll probably play as a fullback because Yashko is dying. Yashko needs a rest. I agree with LB on this. Yashko is heading for an injury, unfortunately.
He is 100%.
He is so overplayed. So I would give him this game off. But yeah, it's just then the problem is like I don't know who else would be in the back line. Like that's gonna be a back line. Oof. If it's like
I think it'll be a very young. I think for me, I don't mind who plays really. I don't really care. I'm kind of just like, look, FA Cup game, get through the game, get it done. Don't risk any else because Madrid next week is a game because from what I've seen, Mbappe and Bellingham are injured. And not playing tomorrow.
I never believe Madrid injury rumors. I just don't. We see it every year, and then look who's starting every year.
Black Magic
is probably going to play. I don't believe that he's injured. I just don't.
Yeah.
I fall for it every time, and every time they're like, "Oh, this bad one's going to have to play," and then the bad person shows up, and so you're just like, "Oh, I just can't believe any of it." I have so much PTSD from Madrid. Is it obvious?
Yeah, I can tell. But I me personally, with Madrid, right? If Gonzalez plays really well and helps us out going forward and defensively, honestly, I think we'll have a chance. The issue is, though, for me, is that bear in mind these games are only playoff games. It's the last 16. It's the playoffs. So it's
going to be a basketball game.
Both games will be basketball games.
We have no midfield and no back line. They allegedly have no back line. But Vinny Jr. is going to have a field day against Nunes.
Watch Nunes now, and I'll cook him and defend.
Dude,
if he does
the Nunes redemption story, I'm here for that.
And he absolutely roasts him. And do you know what? I wish Rodri was fit for this game. Imagine Rodri against Vinny Jr. in this game at the Bernabeu. Scores.
I'm saying, Man City, they could do the funniest thing, and just kind of bring Rodri out for a little pregame Ballon d'Or.
Oh
no! Hey guys, what's up? Remember me?
Hold
that would actually backfire miserably though, because then Vinny would score like 4 goals in a game or something. Yeah, he'd pull Haaland against Leipzig. Don't do that. I think the deciding factor is just going to be Courtois. As bad as their backline is, they have an ace in their pocket with Courtois because I think he's the best keeper in the world. So that's and he's had really good performances against City. Even in that 4-0, remember he denied Haaland a hat trick, so that could have been like an 8 or a 9-0. And Courtois literally saved a ridiculous amount of goals. So that could be the big difference. But this should be a fun tie for the neutrals. I think it will be really back and forth. I think there'll be a lot of chances created on both sides.
Yeah.
But I just ultimately think their midfield has more quality than ours does. And just overall, their team just has more quality this season. And I think that's going to be the deciding factor. And then Pep always craps his pants in the Champions League, unfortunately.
Well, yeah. Apart from that 1 year when we actually won it.
Yeah.
Same team, but it was like once a blue moon. Yeah. But look, all we can do really is see what happens. Because as a football, a humbler, ironically, and also a mad game that can anything can happen. So what we got to do is just Saturday behind the team. Next week, get just going forward. Hopefully, Gonzalez can help us out a bit and give us a little bit of confidence in the midfield, a bit more. Just get us over the line this season. Get us through the season. Get us over the line and get to the in the summer, I get players out the door and new ones in. That's what I see now. Just start changing it up. And it's true. It depends.
This
It's around
is their
turn up.
tournament. They always tap into that dark magic of theirs in the Champions League. Always. That's just what they do.
Yeah.
That's like their DNA. Like ours is the Premier League. We have like that's our thing. The Champions League is just their thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I agree with this Husinov point because I want him to have a good game against Leyton Orient because I want Pep to trust him. I don't want to see 30% of John Stones out there. I want to see Husinov, and if he can build some trust with Pep in this game, play him the full 90. And if he has a good game, like he needs to be considered for this run because we cannot keep carrying these defenders who are not performing, whether it be, because they're not healthy and it's causing their performance to drop to the point where it's making us drop points. And if we're trying to get top 4, we cannot keep playing these guys. They need to not be playing. And we got bodies in, like use them. If they prove it to you in this game, use them. I know they're young. I know they're inexperienced. I know these are scary fixtures, but like we cannot keep carrying these bad performances.
Yeah.
It's just unacceptable for a club like this.
No, agreed, but bring it on. Say it's going to be in a way, right? This week's quite good because it's a bit of a break now between this game and Saturday. I think that game Sunday, it really did just like mentally just drain me. I was drained of it was.
I think it was actually good that I was on an airplane after the game. I might have gotten myself kicked off of YouTube. I was queued up on the football terrace, but I never got called on, and then it was probably for the best because the audio would have been terrible because I was like in the airport waiting and they kept doing announcements and stuff. And I was like, why does Terry keep muting my mic? And then I was like, oh, right, I'm in the airport. So it's probably a good thing I didn't get called on because I probably would have said something I regretted. That was very heated.
Well, on Thursday, though, you're on Thursday. So I wish you all the best. On there.
Oh, if they come at me. Oh, I got my ammo. I'm ready.
I know you are. Yeah, look,
ready,
this season for you, right, has been a painful one because like there's been no respite, no like actual period where you can sort of be had a chest out. You can't at all. You can't do that because we like get a few games where we win and then we end up losing like 5-1 or 4-2. We just like there's no like actual proper like period or game where actually win and say big win. Forget about ourselves. It's one thing that I feel like this season's been a real shame. Just no real like ability to sort of just get out there and say, you know what, this game was great. I'm proud of that. It's just it feels like we're just kind of going through the motions now. But yeah, bring on Saturday, bring on next week. Hopefully, it's a better game. Big up to Kelps for coming on as always.
I am dreading Saturday. That is a 4:15 kickoff a.m. for me.
Oh.
4:15 in the morning, and I actually have to get up a little earlier because gotta do a little hunting to find the game. We'll just say that.
Definitely,
so that's gonna be a rough one. I have Friday off though, so I go to bed early.
That's good.
Yeah. So yes, it's been a bad season, and it's even worse when I have to get up early to watch some of these games.
Yeah, I know, but
I should have stayed on the East Coast because then it would have only been 7:15. That's easy. That's easy money. That's so easy. I mean, I get up at 6 a lot for work, so 7:15 nothing. But 4:30, ooh, those games. I hate those games so much.
Hey, look,
luckily we don't get too many of them.
Yeah, honestly as well. Right? Exactly, Steve. Like that is for me, right? That is dedication to get up at that time to watch a game of football. I know people say, "Oh, but you aren't actually at the games." Kels, if you go to every game, wouldn't you? You would go to every game, wouldn't you? If I
lived in Manchester, I don't know. Yeah, I'd go to as many games as I could.
Yeah, but
I would spend a truckload of money on the team if I lived in Manchester.
Yeah.
The one game I went to, I feel like I spent a truckload of money to get there, but because then if I lived in Manchester, I could find out how to get the cheaper tickets. Because going as a tourist a couple of years ago, I had no idea what I was doing, but. I know the next time I go, I'm sure somebody. I think I've met enough of the Mancunians from from these different streams that I can probably at least get a good ticket somewhere or a good price. 30
Oh,
quid or
definitely, yeah.
something, or 50 or whatever.
100% you can. Yeah, 100%. But big up to you coming on again as always. You know, obviously, no day today. Both Alex is currently working or doing stuff at the moment, and now he's having a break from it at the moment. He'll be back very soon. But thank you for coming on and having a chat with me. It's good to have a proper, like, just sort of a period, sort of just chill, just decompress, unload, you know, our anger and frustration at the game, because it's been there all season, really, our frustration at City, but it's not necessarily the fact that we just, you know, we do care, but just very proud that performances have been, and it is what it is. You know, it will get better for us. It will get better. Happy with Haaland, seeing an improvement, hopefully, especially in the midfield. But obviously, we'll see what happens in that one. Hopefully, it's not a disaster. It would not be ideal for us to have more midfield disasters and then a pivot of three old man.
I do think Nico will help. I'm like I said, I don't think he's gonna fix everything just because I don't think the surrounding parts are good enough, but I think he will improve things.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I agree. No, he will.
And if we can just get him ready for next season, I think that'll be that's just the goal. Let's get him up to speed for next season.
Yeah,
because he looks like he's going to be playing. He looks like he could be a starter next season. So let's get him ready for that. And I accept the growing pains from all of the new players, even Marmoush. Marmoush is going to have bad games, and I accept that.
Yeah,
because he's still relatively inexperienced as a player as well. Like he doesn't. Yeah. This is what his breakout season. Like I don't remember him last season. I never even heard his name. I also don't follow the Bundesliga, so that's part of it.
That's fine, no worries. But a big up to the chat for tuning in. Already like the stream, subscribing already on the road to 1K, but getting closer and closer each day. Always appreciate support on Twitter, YouTube. Yeah, I mean the aim is to get there by the end of March, which is when we actually got to the start of the channel up end of March. So we can get there by the 1 year anniversary. Giveaway incoming. Trust me, it's well worth getting up to 1K, but then. Because it's something well worth giving away as well. Big obviously coming on as always. Great guests. All having a run, have a chat about City. Raw honesty is what we need in this community. Be more positive. I get it. Look, I'm a positive person. A reason to be positive. When it's not there, it's hard positive. When there's like nothing there, you sort of off of. But it will get better. It will much better. But. Everyone's tuning in. Appreciate your support, and we'll see you guys soon for another stream. Have a great week. Come on, City. City till we die.